It's gone very well. The relationship between me and Juan Franco is an excellent one. He is somebody who I think understands how important the relationship that the Linea has with Gibraltar is, and I certainly understand how important the relationship that Gibraltar has with the Linea is.
Sorry, I thought you were going to go on for longer. Okay, 3, 2, 1. You said today that that you don't want Brexit, but for Brexit to work, it needs generosity from all sides.
So I think the worst sort of Brexit, and all Brexits are bad, but the worst sort of Brexit is a hard Brexit. And if a hard Brexit does come, there is so much that we can plan for. The Yellowhammer assumptions are out of date. You'll see the new ones when they are finally leaked or published. We're in a much better place to deal with all of those logistical issues. All of that is fine. But look, the reality is we will be outside of the European Union. The reality is that many Spanish workers will be leaving the European Union to go into a third country to work. So this creates real problems at a legal level for people too. And I think what we need to do as an administration in Gibraltar, and what I call for in the administration in Madrid, further down in Seville, in Cadiz, and indeed in La Linea, all the way up the chain of command, just as there is a chain of command in Gibraltar and indeed in the United Kingdom also, is generosity. We need to overlay our plans with generosity. In other words, we need to understand that people will be impacted by new systems, that they may not be ready for them, that we cannot blame citizens who are trying to cross a frontier to work, or citizens who are trying to cross a frontier from Gibraltar to Spain to just carry out their daily lives because they wish to go to a restaurant, because they need to go and see a relative. We cannot impose on them the full weight of the decisions made by people 1,500 miles away in London and the failure to agree between London and Brussels. We have to generously ensure that we ease people into new systems, that we help them with what the new systems will require, and that we don't become an obstacle to free movement. I think in the 21st century, people want their politicians to be instruments of agility and fluidity, not instruments that create obstacles to people's ability to move and to do business.
Both central governments, both in Madrid and in London, seem to be otherwise preoccupied. Do you think that's good or bad for the situation?
Well, look, I think Brexit has made people sit up and notice that everything that we do today might change tomorrow. And Gibraltar has got the attention of London, and we've got a lot of things that we might not otherwise have been able to obtain. The guarantees about trading between Gibraltar and the UK. No other overseas territory, or indeed the Crown dependencies, have those agreements on access, those laws on access. A double taxation agreement, which we have now in effect agreed between Gibraltar and the United Kingdom. We have agreed the text. We might not even have managed to get the United Kingdom to take notice of us in that respect. So the Brexit flux has given us the opportunity to create opportunities in our relationship with the UK. The difficult political moment in the United Kingdom, the difficult political moment in Spain, has meant that perhaps we have not been able to do as much as we might want to, because if there were a Spanish government that had got beyond an election, was a socialist or left-leaning, I think we would have an opportunity of doing much more than we were able to do, even with a Spanish government of the left that emerged from a motion of censure but had not got the legitimacy of having won in the polls. So that is a difficulty that we have to go through. Look, there will be a general election in Spain, very likely before the end of the year, unless there is a government, in which case then we've crossed that Rubicon. There is likely to be a general election in the United Kingdom before the end of the year. There has to be a general election in Gibraltar before the end of the year. All of those things are making the political moment more difficult, but I think this government, the government of Gibraltar, is acting responsibly. We're making sure that we deal with the Brexit issues. We're not making them electoral issues. I'm very sorry that we sometimes have to have spats with our opposition on these issues, because we brief them privately. I want Brexit to be an issue which does not become an issue for political point scoring. This is too serious, and the government of Gibraltar certainly has behaved responsibly in that respect.